Hey guys, it's Dark Kobe here, and we are doing the DKRStarCraft tournament.
Hey, and this is Roll, and we have in our first match of our first round, we have the one Pez as the red Protoss in the top, and our purple Zerg in the bottom is Eripsa, getting going on xel'naga Caverns.
Yep, and xel'naga Cameron is actually our predetermined map, so they fully expect to play in xel'naga Caverns coming into this game, of course.
Yeah, there's been some practice going on in this map, and the loser. This is the best out of three, so it's every game counts. The loser actually picks the next map in the tournament, um, and we will have. Let's see. The one Pez going out for a scout after pylon here on a two-player map just to make sure there's no early pool or anything like that.
Yep, and
Maybe try to block the early expansion as you see one drone coming out from Eripsa right now.
yep, passing by each other, giving the high five butt slap. Uh-huh. And actually, Rips, we should talk about our players basically at their general ranking. Eripsa is actually a platinum player, a platinum Zerg player, and the OnePes is actually a diamond Protoss player. But they played each other before, right, Real?
They have, yeah. I think these two players know each other, and there's been a little smack talk going on, and we might see some bad manners, some cheese, some cannon rush maybe. Obviously not going on in this game, but we might see some shenanigans. We'll have to see.
Yeah, and Eripsa is actually going for his pool gas first before his pool, and the OnePes is actually scouts this, so he should expect some speedling plays, which is pretty common in this
Yeah,
scenario.
that's about all that's going to mean is speed first.
Yeah.
Um, one Pez keeps chrono boosting out those probes.
Yeah, so we can see that the OnePass probably will go for a more eco game, as he is not saving those chrono boosts for the cybernetic core. Standard standard build from the OnePass, at least the opening.
Yeah, he's getting his gas right now. The drone from Eripsa is still in the base scouting all of this though at the moment. Sees the second, I mean the cyber core,
Yeah, and
and
surprisingly, Eripsa hasn't expanded yet. So, I mean, this is pretty uncommon, as Zerg usually expand around this time, right?
yeah, or earlier it seems.
Yeah.
He's probably just a little worried about some early pressure, but that's going to hurt him in the mid game.
Yeah, and this probe should go down as a Zergling. And here comes the drone for the expansion. So as the OnePes probe is zapping the drone away, we see an incoming Overlord from Eripsa, and it's queued up to scout into the OnePes base, which around this time is usually when Protoss starts to solidify his build order. So I think this should be a good time to scout nonetheless.
I don't know if that Overlord's going to make it through all those queued movements, but we'll see.
Yeah, as we
Uh,
can see, stock coming out, so it should be picked off. Um,
Eripsa has taken all of his drones off gas now, so he's just getting that speed, and that's about it.
yep, and the speed almost done right now. So as well as the hatchery is 75% done. So
He's not going to do much with those speedlings, though. I mean, there's a zealot blocking off the choke here at the base. Third gateway coming up for one Pez. The Overlord's seeing all that.
yep,
Probably getting too far in there towards the Stalker. The Stalker's actually behind the wall, so that
yeah.
Overlord probably could have got out of there if it wanted to.
Oh, and the oops from Eripsa, so that signifies probably a mistake, but I don't know. He had all those queued up movements, so I'm not sure what was the mindset of Eripsa. But here we go, the 3-gate expand, I'm assuming. Oh wait, no, the 3-gate robo. So we're gonna see a 3-gate robo from the Protoss player, and we see
Probably try to
the
get an observer out early and see, just make sure he sees what's going on, see if there's going to be any surprise mutalisk action or something like that.
yeah, and Eripsa throwing down a spine crawler just for safety reasons, of course.
Yeah, that never hurts to have a spine crawler there. Just kind of try to catch the ramp at his main and the mineral line of his natural at the same time.
Yeah, and it seems like the one Pez is gonna go for the expand, so Do you think it's a wise decision to spend right now, or should he just attack right now?
I don't quite think he has enough to attack with at the moment. That spine crawler is going to be up by the time he got down there. Um, Eripsa with his scouting at the tower could see his units coming pretty much ahead of time, enough to build enough units, I think, in time to hold off what he has right now. So it's good that he's building the overlords and the immortals right now. Um,
Yeah, and
Interesting to note, though, he did have a warp prism queued, which went about half through production and got canceled. So I think that must have been an accident.
yeah, probably because I don't see the point of a warp prism player right at this point of the game.
We do have layer tech almost finishing up for Eripsa, so I'm not sure. We think that's going to be for new to play, or what do you think that's for?
Well, it's basically for since he has the Roach Warren, probably for going for evolution chambers or some sort
Maybe
or tech
maybe some
building.
burrow or something.
Yeah,
Um,
as roaches are the core unit in the in ZVP, so
yeah, and Eripsa is known for his roach play. He favors roaches. I think I think he's very comfortable with that unit.
yeah. As the Overlord is moving across the map, probably gonna get a scout,
Yeah.
and the One Pes is actually going to go for throwing down 2 more gateways, so he's gonna probably have a gateway heavy build,
And he's
and
transferring his probes over.
yeah.
Um,
Now, as you can see, if you take a look at the mini map right now, you can see a 2-base Protoss versus a 2-base Zerg, which um, in all cases shouldn't happen or is not favorable for a Zerg player. So I would suggest you go for the 3rd hatch like soon.
well, he is breaking down the rocks. Looks like that's his plan to get the 3rd hatch. He has had his his natural expansion saturated longer than the Protoss has, so he's not in too bad a shape.
Yeah.
The I'm a little concerned about the roach play with these immortals coming out. Immortals continuing to being chrono boosted out, or just produced out of the Robo Bay. That's
Yeah.
going to counter the roach play pretty significantly.
Yeah.
But Eripsa does have strong map control. He has 1 tower, and then he's checking out with some overlords. He's got some vision going on too.
Yep. And the One Pes is actually throwing down an additional robotics facility, and I'm not sure if he threw down just because of the expected roach, but usually Protoss on 2-base usually supports either 1 robo 5 gate or a 4 gate, maybe 2 robo. That's usually the standard, but I guess
Well,
because
do you think he's planning on getting a 3rd up here fairly soon, or?
well, he hasn't saturated his expansion yet, so I'm not sure if he's gonna go for the 3rd soon, but I think it's just because of the heavy roach play that the One Pes expects. So
And Eripsa is getting his upgrades here. His ground carapace,
yeah,
his missile attack. The observer from the OnePes is sort of patrolling the middle of the map here at the xel'naga cavern, and
yeah,
seeing the movement of these Zerglings, for example, which look like they're going up through the back.
yeah. And if the One Pes was paying attention to his observer, because the Lings did pass by his observer, he would prepare for the back door, but it doesn't seem he was paying
Yeah,
attention.
and he has no pylons or anything behind this tall grass back here.
Yeah, and the Lings
So
are in action, killing the probes.
at the same time, we have a 3rd coming up from Eripsa.
And a great force field by the One Pes blocking any Zergling run by. But he should put 2 pylons just to block off the back, the side of the expansion at least right here. As
Yes, yeah, or at least 1, just to notify yourself that it's coming.
yeah. And
So
as we approach the 13-minute mark, just about right now, we see that the One Pes is gonna move out, preparing for attack. And Eripsa breaking down the gold rocks as I guess he's preparing to take that expansion, but the Overseer goes down for Eripsa.
Yeah, that expansion will be delayed with this incoming attack coming. He's going to have to deal with that first, obviously.
Yeah.
So hopefully he can get up.
And here we go, the battle underway. And notice how the TheOnePes actually sent all his Zealot in first, which is
very good force fields. He's not able to get a surround on Pez's units. The Immortal's doing a ton of damage.
yeah, a ton.
Queen's coming out to fight. Spinecrawler's in a pretty good position to do some damage, but I don't think it's going to be enough.
Yeah.
We have more roaches coming in. Still that force field sort of preventing the surround.
Yeah, and we see a bunch of kills by the Immortals.
Yeah.
And I think the TheOnePes is actually going to take this one unless he can... Eripsa got like absolutely no income pretty much. He has a lot of gas, but he can't really spend it with the little minerals.
Eripsa's 1-1 upgrades are just not done yet. They're about 75% done. This looks like GG though. He's rallying his units into the battle. He should be probably trying to just sack this base here and rally his units back somewhere where he can get a critical mass of roaches to actually come out for a second attack.
Yeah. He's sending his roaches one by one, which you don't really want to do against, especially against that Immortal base army.
And he still has 3 sentries with energy enough for a force field.
Yeah.
So
and
here comes the drone. This is going to be GG. It looks like.
Yeah, it should be GG. I mean, I don't see any way Eripsa can get back in this at this point. And there goes a GG by Eripsa. So the TheOnePes taking the first game as Eripsa called Melopolis for the second game, and should expect a really good game for the second one.
Yeah, hopefully it's not close positions. Zerg is a little bit at a disadvantage in close positions on that map in Metalopolis, but this game I think Eripsa could have done something differently. He could have probably taken his third a little sooner. He had no saturation on it. I mean, that third basically with that queen down there didn't do anything for him. He didn't have any drones on it.
Yeah. And the engagement was perfect for the Protoss, where the engagements happened in the choke, where the force field were pretty much prevented any surround whatsoever.
Yeah, I think Eripsa was a little too jumpy to actually try to engage in there. You could have let him come in a little bit more, maybe got a better surround, maybe let him throw up some force fields and then backed off, because he wasn't near the hatch, and even if he was, probably could have sacked that hatch, still been on 2 bases, yeah. and really establish a critical mass of roaches to then go deal with that army, that Protoss army, and been more mobile, maybe with some Zerglings to counterattack at the same time.
Yeah. So hopefully second game we're gonna move on, and it'll be on Metalopolis. So yeah.
Sounds good. And remember, everybody,
know your station. Peace.